Saquon,
Yeah, what's up?
you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I'm gonna pause it right there. Once that brother said, "Yeah, what's up?" like that, you already knew it wasn't a
Yeah.
good look. It wasn't a good look. But let me keep playing it for y'all. I just thought that was. And what the hell is going on with Saquon and the Giants right now? And the question to me, I'm just like all these, hard. Was it hard knock? Was it hard knock?
Hard knocks, hard knocks. Yeah.
Hard knocks. Going on, and now they're releasing these videos and all this and that, really getting like behind the scenes of how this stuff happens. And it's really interesting because I don't know.
Very.
I'm seeing like how they kind of navigate and how they're talking, and it's really interesting differences of opinions of how you build a team from a ownership standpoint. So here's the call with Saquon and I believe the GM about what is going to happen moving forward with the Giants.
Hello?
Saquon,
Yeah, what's up?
you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I'm gonna pause it right there. Once that brother said, "Yeah, what's up?" like that, you already knew it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look. But let me keep playing it for y'all. I just thought that was a little bit funny. All right.
Yeah, what's up?
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm chilling. Just chilling with the fam.
You in Jersey right now?
Yeah, I'm good right now.
Yeah. How's the off season been? You doing anything?
Yeah, I've been good. Traveled a little bit, but just starting to get back into the grind of off-season treatments.
Yeah. All right. So I just talked to Ed Barry, and I think just mulling over this, the right thing to do is let you test the market and see what your value is. I don't want to do the franchise thing or all that stuff again. I don't want to go through that. We've both been through that. You know, if you really want to be a Giant for life and you're interested in staying here and coming back, just see what your market is and then have Ed come back to us and we'll see if we can come to an agreement.
All right, I appreciate that.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Can you give me your word on that, or you're not going to give us a chance?
What do you mean? Like circling back?
Yeah.
I mean, I already told you where I want to be, so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do that. We'll go out and see what the market says. I think it's the right thing to do. I love you, man. I appreciate everything you did for the organization. You know, the 2 years I was here, and I'm not saying we're not going to get something done, but I think it's right if for some reason it doesn't work out that you know that the organization thinks the world of you and everything you've done. But hopefully, you go out there, you see the market, and you say, you know what, I want to be here, and you give us a shout back.
All right, I appreciate you.
All right, Saquon, I'll talk to you.
What a crock of shit that dude is, and what the Giants did to Saquon.
What?
Yo,
What
you're
you mean?
telling your best offensive player who
Oh,
did
okay. All
everything
right.
for you offensively to go test the market, and then you want him to keep his word to stay available for you?
Yeah,
Like,
but
that's crazy.
yeah, I don't know. Did you watch the show?
I did not watch the show.
Okay, so that's the problem. You're only watching the clip.
Yeah, I'm watching clips.
So you need to go watch the show. The show is it's very interesting. I don't know how many times they're going to do that. If they can continue to do this year in and year out, it's very interesting to see the behind the scenes, the GM, the scouting, how it's like real detail of that. I don't think a lot of teams are going to do it because there's going to be conversations like this. You may not want to be leaked out to the masses, to the media, how they're talking about players. At the end of the day, the NFL is a business. And if you watch the show, there's 2 episodes. That was the last conversation, pretty much, of a lot of conversations that was coming up to the conversation with Saquon Barkley. And a lot of the information that was coming between the conversations with the Giants, that they still could have franchised him at the end of the day. They could have franchised him again, which they know that he did not want.
He probably wouldn't have played. He would have sat out.
Right. So they didn't want to do that. But at the same time, they're saying too, we have too many holes to be putting money here when we got a Bentley without a garage. So there's no way we can protect this investment because our O-line is shit, our quarterback is shit. So why are we going to pay this person the money that he wants or the money that he's asking for, and we can't even provide anything from that asset because we don't have the other pieces to make it successful? that's ultimately what I got from it, what I was reading from it, and that conversation with him was saying, "Hey, listen, test the market, see what you got because you think you're worth this. Fine. If somebody going to pay you, God bless you. You've been the best for us. Unfortunately, you're our best player, and it is. They said it multiple times. He's the best player. It's hard to let go, but you got to go. We can't pay you that. But if not, and you really want to be a giant, maybe we can come back to the table and then we can get somewhere close to where we can meet. And that was more of the conversation with Saquon Barkley. Saquon wanted to be a giant, but the Eagles came and swooped in with this crazy deal and paid him what he was asking for and more. So of course he's going to
Yeah.
be an Eagle. But the Giants, that's the Giants' position. They're almost in rebuild year. The only reason they haven't been in rebuild year a year before because they made the playoffs first year of Dabo when they went 9-7. So that rebuild started a year late. So now it's like, all right, well, we can't pay him this money. We got to put money other places and build somewhere else. And there's other running backs in the market that's going to be way cheaper while we're in this position. So that's what I got from it. So it's a very interesting show. I think you should really tune in and watch the show. And let me know next week if you got the same feeling from the first two episodes I'm just playing right now.
Well, my problem is that they went and gave Brian Burns 90 million.
Yeah, but that's another thing in the show. See, they didn't know they had estimated the salary cap went up like an extra 15 to 20 million of what they expected. So Burns was on the radar, but they didn't think they can afford him. So now they got a new defensive coordinator that came in that got out of Tennessee. His request is these are my staple pieces of the defense. I need a linebacker. My linebacker is my quarterback. We need the linebacker position solidified. When we get linebackers, we'll be able to kind of do my system the way I want my system to be ran. And we've seen Tennessee. Tennessee's been top 10 in statistic categories for the last 3 years while that gentleman was the head coach. I mean, gentleman was a defensive coordinator. So now he comes over and they're talking to him about, hey, what's your needs? Edge rushers, linebackers. His first thing he said was linebackers. And Brian Burns, with the extension of that, what they suggested that the salary cap would be, which 255 or 254 million, something like crazy. They had it being subjected to be much shorter than that, so it gave more room to make that investment.
All right. I mean,
It's very interesting. It is like you really start seeing the details behind how teams are made. You know what I mean? Like it's what I've
yeah,
noticed too. Like even the conversation and how they talk. It is rare that it's like us when we were in college. It's like, hey, coach, yes, coach, no, coach. It's more like a partnership. It's like, hey, what's going on? How you been? Oh yeah, what's up, bro? And they talking to like the GM. Now, obviously, the owners may be a little bit different, but the people
right,
that's really
right.
football operations, it become more of like we're all grown folks just doing business, and this
Yeah.
is what it is. One day you're gonna love me, next day you're gonna trade me, and that's just the dirty work of the side of any sport. You know what I'm saying? Even with a Saquon Barkley, who they know is their best player.
Yeah, interesting way to definitely look at him. Like you said, I'm just getting the clips of it. I just thought that conversation was really funny, and you could just hear it in his voice.
Mhm.
He just wasn't feeling it at all. And kind of putting together what you put together. It is interesting how they start to build these teams and kind of look more into the future. Especially with Saquon came in with tread on the wheels, right, from his
Yeah,
Penn State days.
they talked about
So
that too.
yeah,
Yep.
so his life expectancy past that,
At
is that the
27.
right? Yeah, is that the right
Yeah.
investment? Yeah.
And that's what they go by. A lot of statistics, a lot of numbers. They said, like, listen, statistically, he's asking for too much at 27. Is on a decline. He already came in with over 900 something, blah blah blah, and you know what I mean. Then he add that to what we put on him, and then add that to what we don't have to put around him. It's like
Hmm.
it's not worth it. It's like you said. It's like I said. How can I afford how can I buy a Bentley without a garage? Am I going to park it in the street?
Yeah.
Right? You gotta have some type of protection for this $1 million vehicle that I'm about to $300,000 vehicle I'm about to buy. Like you just can't have a Bentley parked in the street. That's
I I think can they get off Jones's contract after this year? I think this is the last year that.
yeah. So I think that they talk about that too. It's very interesting because they're gonna get into the draft and what they're gonna do and what they want it and they want to draft. They start circling some quarterbacks. So I think they're ready from what I've seen so far that they're ready to kind of move past Daniels, especially coming off the ACL injury he had last year. But I
Mhm.
think it's just not. They didn't have the right draft position. Um, to really kind of make that move. They wanted to kind of move up, but they weren't able to do, or they don't look like they're going to be able to do that now that we know the hindsight now looking at the show. So I think they're just going to kind of build around and then possibly go next year to get another quarterback. Hopefully somebody is available. Jones is still going to be their guy. They paid him, so he's going to have to do what he got to do. But in the meantime, and then like I said, you pay Saquon, then what? You're in the same boat, right? Like
Yeah. Something's got to switch. Something's got to change.
something has to switch. You got to save money somewhere. He's your big.
Yeah.
He will be one of those biggest ones. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I might catch up on those some episodes and check it out.
yeah,
Check it
man,
out.
it's good. It's very good. I enjoyed it.